Hey everybody, this is George Brasher with Shakedown of Thunder Sports, and you're about to watch the two Irish brothers. Go Irish.
Tyree. Here's Tyree with the lane. Tyree! Whoa! Can he get there? Tyree at the 30, 20, 10, touchdown, Notre Dame! Woo! 98 big ones!
How's it going, everyone? I am ND Sean 45.
I'm Irish Benjamin to D7.
And together we are the two Irish brothers. You know what, Ben? Let's just spare the formalities here, okay? I gotta say something. Do you mind if I go for a couple minutes here?
It's all yours.
All right, you guys all, myself in particular, you guys all know me. I have never BS'd you guys. I've never steered you the wrong way. There's no other way to say it. Yesterday was 100% embarrassing and abysmal. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. That was awful. I mean, I don't know. Were we playing, Ben? Were we playing Marshall or Alabama out there yesterday? Can you answer me that?
We were playing Marshall.
Exactly. We were playing Marshall. We weren't playing another top 5 team like Ohio State. I don't know what the hell happened on that field yesterday, but it sucked. It freaking sucked. And I'm tired. You know, usually I would be like, oh, that things happen. It's okay. No. We have too much talent on this team to be letting crap like that happen. There is no way, and maybe, who knows? You know what? Maybe we underestimated Marshall to some degree, Ben, but no, there is no way we should be sitting right now with a loss to Marshall. A loss to freaking Marshall. Are you freaking kidding me? We looked completely lost out there yesterday. It was disgusting what I was watching. And I don't even know where to begin. I really don't. Everything was a complete mess out there. And of course, here we sit once again. Some small team comes in. Maybe it hasn't always been in our house, but in this case, it was our house. And another small team has their little feel-good story at our expense. This is not the Notre Dame team that I know. This is not the Notre Dame program that has been represented in the history of this team and this university. We are better than this.
Mm-hmm.
It's something I've noticed, Ben. Every coach since Lou Holtz retired, they always have a tendency to do this, and that is to play down to the freaking opponent. So many times this happened. I mean, I thought losing to South Florida in 2010 was bad. I thought losing to Tulsa later that year was bad. This freaking takes the cake because we were a top 10 team. We've dropped out of the top 10 now, rightfully so. And I don't know what's going on with this team right now. All I can tell you much is this. There is no identity with this team. I really don't know what the identity is if there is one. I really don't think there is one, to be quite blunt with you here. There's no leadership. It's like there's no energy. I mean, we come off with a pretty solid defensive performance, at least against Ohio State, a respectful performance. But you know what? We have that excuse. It was Florida State. Okay, great. We lost. Well, not great that we lost. But we held them to an 11-point victory when everybody was expecting them to blow us out. There's no excuse with Marshall. None. Marshall, you should be chalk that off as a win before you play the game. But no, here we sit with a loss to Marshall. This is beyond pissing me off. Where is the heart with this team? Where is it? Where's the passion? I mean, it seems like to me we came out yesterday so lax, so nonchalant, expecting we don't need to play as hard. We're gonna walk all over Marshall, no problem. If we can do what we did to Ohio State, yep, no problem. We can be a little lax. No, you don't underestimate any opponent. You play your guts out every game like you're playing the top team in the country. And you know something? Maybe I'm stealing one of your lines, Ben, because we talked about this yesterday after the game ended. Alabama. Let's just take them for example, because they're the ones that have been winning a lot of national championships lately. They're the ones that have been dominating teams. Let's just take them for an example. Even though they seem to win a national championship every year or every other year, they come into the next season hungry like they just went 0-12 the year before. Where is our passion for that? Where's us doing that same thing? We haven't won jack shit. Pardon my French. That'll be the only cuss word I'll say here. We haven't won anything since the 1994 Cotton Bowl when it comes to either a national championship or a meaningful major bowl game. Where's our heart? Where's our passion? Where's the fight, the anger? It's not there right now. This team, this program, I'm just going to say it, it's in shambles. And maybe that sounds like an over-exaggerated statement, but really it's not that far off from the truth when you think about it. We have a cancerous element in our fan base that has no faith in the team. They claim to be fans that cheer for the team, but they give up on them before a game is even played. We have fans that sell their tickets to big games that come to town, and our home stadium quickly becomes a home team for the away team. We have fans that complain when we've actually made the playoffs. And when the product on the field does this, what we saw yesterday, you are not helping that. You are contributing to that. So I don't know what the hell to say, Ben. You take it. I don't know what else to say. This sucks. This is embarrassing. We're in trouble right now.
Yeah. Okay. So Notre Dame is 0-2. Go ahead.
No, I just was breathing.
Oh,
Go.
Notre Dame is 0-2. The last time that Notre Dame started a season 0-2 was 2011. So I'll let you think about that one for a second. But there's a lot of bad in this. There was a lot of bad. And maybe Brian Kelly knew that this was coming. Maybe he knew. I don't know, because I have a really hard time believing that we're this bad. I mean, and everything that everybody is saying about Notre Dame right now is unfortunately true. And I heard that Freeman has said that people are going to be held accountable and we're going to move forward and all that. I hope they are. I hope certain individuals are held accountable, because this was an atrocious loss to Marshall. And the final score doesn't show really how bad it was.
We got our butts kicked. Let's just say it.
Yeah, we did. We absolutely did.
Notre Dame
looked awful yesterday.
Let's just say it. We were lost.
And I mean, everybody plays Notre Dame hard. I get that. I mean, everybody wants to be that team. They want to be the team that beats Notre Dame, and they want to be the team, that ends the streaks and all that. But to lose to Marshall at home is atrocious. Absolutely atrocious. And it's not just a Buckner problem. It's not just the offensive line problem. It's not just a defense problem. It's an everything problem.
It's a team problem.
There's an identity crisis with this team. And this next game is going to really show us what this team is going to be this year.
And I'm going to be honest with you, Ben. With Tommy Rees as offensive coordinator, I'm just about done with him.
Yeah.
He needs, at the very least, needs to be on the hot seat.
One would hope that he is. But I mean, let's just go through it. Look, listen to these things. Okay, first off, everybody wants to say offense, offense, offense. Okay, let me give you this one. Notre Dame has had no interceptions or fumbles recovered this year. Ironically, Alabama and Ohio State are the only other two teams that are in the same category. Now, the difference is, obviously, they're both undefeated. So I guess it doesn't hurt as much as what we're dealing with. But there's the big one. There's the first big one. And, everybody's like, oh, well, the defense has been doing great. No, the defense actually hasn't been doing great. Let's just go through it. Our rushing defense is 113th in the nation.
And we allowed over 200 yards of rush yards yesterday to Marshall.
Our first downs allowed is 87th in the nation. Our total defense is 79th in the nation. That's the defense. That's this defense that supposedly held Ohio State in check. And we thought was going to be elite, supposedly.
And that's only 2 games, okay? I'll say that much, right. But that sets the standard.
But, and then it gets worse. It gets absolutely worse. Okay, let's go through the offense, because it's an everything problem. We have problems everywhere right now. Let's just go through all the bad. Okay, Notre Dame is 97th in passing offense, 110th in rushing offense. Their turnover margin is 113th, and their total offense is 117.
Damn near down at the bottom.
Now let's go to the leader. Okay, Tyler Buckner. Okay, Buckner is 91st in the country for passing yards with 378 passing yards through 2 games. Okay, do you know who the number 1 quarterback currently is for most yards, Sean?
I have no idea.
I'm going to be blown away. Drake May, who's a freshman for North Carolina, with 930 passing yards.
I can believe it.
That's a 552-yard difference between him and Buckner.
That I can believe that with the shootout with Appalachian State. I believe it.
So the whole we need to ease him in and we need to go easy on Buckner, that's crap. Okay? That's absolute crap. Because you have a freshman that currently leads the entire country, more than Alabama, more than Ohio State, more than Georgia, and Georgia beat Oregon 49-3 or whatever it was in their first game. Stetson Bennett had 7 touchdowns total in that game. And you're going to say some freshman's better than him? Better?
Yeah.
It's an everything problem. It is an everything problem. It's not just the offensive line. It's not just the receivers. It's not just
everybody. Everybody has their problems.
The heart and soul of this team is lacking.
Yeah, like I said in my tirade, there's no leadership. There's no identity. The only consistent thing, the only positive thing that we've seen so far that's been consistent is our punter.
Yeah.
John Sott. He's been a bright spot. The only bright spot from yesterday's game, if you want to get particular, is at least Buckner was looking around for some receivers. More than one receiver got multiple catches. Yeah. But even one big problem, Buckner was zoning in on one guy a lot of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm not
on those offensive stats.
And I'm not a typical, this dude's done, he ain't worth anything, all that kind of stuff. Because he's a sophomore and all that. Okay. I get that. But, okay, it's somewhat excusable when you play opponents like Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, those sorts. But when you play an opponent that is inferior, like Marshall, it's inexcusable. I'm sorry.
And you gave me an interesting stat yesterday, Ben. In the last 4 years, when you average it out, Marshall has been 82nd or so in recruiting the last 4 years, and we just lost to that team.
Yeah, yeah.
That sums it up.
There should have been no reason that they were ever in that game, ever.
No,
ever. And if you look at what Clemson did to Furman yesterday. Okay, what happened in the Clemson game is what should have happened in our game. Clemson almost lost to a team they shouldn't have lost to. They struggled, all that kind of stuff week 1. Okay? Sound familiar? The only difference is we lost and they didn't. Okay, we struggled week 1. Everybody was a little antsy. All that kind of stuff. Okay, then you have your opponent that is lesser than you, and you have your chance for a tune-up. And
We
not
get
only do
embarrassed.
you keep them in the game, but you have to make a comeback to even attempt to win the game.
That never should be the case with Notre Dame. I mean, we knew there was going to be a lot coming in with Marcus Freeman and his tenure as head coach starting off, but you still have familiar faces, you still have talent, and it's not being used properly. So Freeman talked yesterday about holding everybody accountable. Well, he better do that.
Yeah.
He better do that. And
Yeah.
we better start seeing some guys step up on this team. Because that was a joke yesterday, a freaking joke. And of course, we're getting hammered all throughout social media, all out on the news outlets and so on.
And
Right,
you know
rightfully
what?
so.
And rightfully so. Rightfully so. I mean, yesterday was a crazy day for college football. I get it. A&M lost. We lost. Wisconsin lost. Alabama literally almost lost. Took everything they had to beat Texas on the road. I get yesterday was crazy.
But you should
Okay.
not lose to a very lesser opponent like
But-
Leicester, like you said, on your own home turf when you clearly have more talent.
Yeah, it's
So-
unacceptable.
So all I
It's-
know is,
it's
Ben,
unacceptable.
all I know is, Ben, there's a lot more we could say about this, but we just might as well keep it short. There's nothing else more to say.
Yep.
It was an abysmal day yesterday. We embarrassed ourselves, and all I know is this team better get it going. All right.
Yep.
I mean, with what we have left, yeah, we could go 10-2, and
We
still have it. I mean, of course, our playoff chances are kaput.
No,
we
they're
know
gone.
that.
They're
But
gone.
but we can
Not with a loss to Marshall. I mean, if you were looking for hopes and prayers, with a loss to Ohio State, you had to beat a whole bunch of teams and then hope for some tiebreakers and stuff. It's gone.
Yeah,
So,
we
yeah.
could still win out, go to a major bowl game, but even that's looking like chances are slipping away with how things are going with this team. I mean, you're not giving us. I mean, this team's not giving us the fans much confidence.
No,
Not how things are going right now. And I hope we turn things around quick. I really do. But you know what? Let me tell you one thing. I may be getting pissed off right now, but you know what? I'm pissed off because I give a damn about this team.
Mhm.
I criticize because I give a damn, not because I'm some realist, even though the realists are looking, quote, right now. But I'm never going to stop quitting on this team, but I'm going to get mad and tell the truth. But that's because I give a shit.
It's okay to be disappointed. It's okay to be disappointed. We're disappointed. Does that mean I don't love them anymore? Clearly not.
No, I'm going to keep repping them. I'm still happy to be an ND fan.
I'm wearing Notre Dame clothing and apparel to work tomorrow. I am. I don't care.
Yeah.
I love my team. Anyway, we've gone for too long. Let's just get the pissed off out of our system. Randy's over.
Focus on the next task at hand.
Yep.
So with that said, I'm ND Sean 45.
I'm Irish Benjamin 57.
And as we always say, even in crap times like this, God bless, good night, and go Irish.
Go Irish.